Grand Rising. Welcome to Nest of Guidance. I am Robin, and today I have a really special and fun intuitive reading for you. One that's really close to my heart personally and connected to this lovely channel and platform we call YouTube, and also connected to my YouTube channel and to being a physical spirit channel. Ha ha ha. Because if you're watching this intuitive tarot reading and message on the 13th of November, then you are sharing in my 5-year Nest of Guidance YouTube channel anniversary with me. So if you're watching it on the day, even if you're not watching it on the day, this reading is still for you. It is for you whenever you find it. And I'm just grateful that you're taking the time out of your day. 55 on the timer as I just saw that, so changes leading to wholeness and new beginnings for us. I'm just happy that I just felt that energy. I'm just happy that you're taking the time out of your busy schedule, out of your life, out of your day, and giving your attention to share in some of the few tarot decks and oracle decks that I love and the messages that they share. This reading is going to be different than me just pulling cards that come forward, because I do have a few cards already pulled out of these decks that I'll go into, and I'll also have time stamps down below for each of the decks. That's how this reading will be divided up into chapters, and I will be pulling two cards from a card each from two different decks, the Light Seers and the Sacred Destiny Oracle right here. But I do have a card pulled from the Prisma Vision, which you can't see the name of because there's no name on the box. There's also a card pulled from the Magical Spirit Oracle and from the Tarot of Mystic Moments, and these two are quite profoundly and synchronistically connected for me. And when I tuned into that, when I got them at different times, it literally blew my mind. And I have this lovely deck, or this is not a deck, this is a book, Robin. I have this lovely book out because I have 5 different decks here that I will have 5 different cards pulled from, and this is my 5-year anniversary as a YouTuber. My channel has grown slowly and steadily over the last 5 years. I am so grateful for the 88 people that have subscribed to it already. So if you're one of them, thank you. I am so blessed that you are in the nest with me. I'm hearing, I guess my community is called little birdies. So if you're a little birdie, then thank you for flying into my nest. And if you want to be a little birdie in my nest of guidance, go ahead and subscribe to this video. And let's get into everything here. So as I've already mentioned, the 5 decks, 5 cards that I'll be showing you, and 5 years, I'm actually going to start this reading with showing you the 555 angel number message from Kyle Gray's Angel Numbers book. He doesn't know who I am. I have multiple of his decks. I love this book. I have a whole array of different angel numbers from this book saved on my phone already, so I'm going to read to you and show you the angel number for 555, because 5 is an energy of change at its root, and a lot of the times people and readers will tune into 5 as challenge or conflict, but truly at its core 5 is a number of change, and change is only conflict and challenge when we meet the change with resistance as opposed to openness. So keeping that shift in perspective and paradigm in mind and in heart, this is the angel number for 555. So you might be seeing 555 in your life after watching this video, or potentially even before tuning into it. But the angel number for 555 is this. All of your efforts are paying off. Abundance is yours to have, live, and experience. Open your arms, heart, and mind to receive the blessings that are being offered to you now. You see that? 555. Open your arms and heart to the blessings that are being offered to you now. So again, we are being met with change, we must open our arms, our heart, and our mind to it to receive the blessings. If we're being met with change and we're just like, no, then we'll find challenge and conflict. So always be open-minded, open-hearted, and open-armed to receive the blessings that the change bring into your life, so that it doesn't come through for you as challenge or conflict. Change brings abundance, change brings blessings, and change brings miracles. That being said, I'm going to go from this side this way and pull some of these beautiful cards, show you some of them, and also read from some of the guidebooks, because as a tarot teacher in West Vancouver, BC, where I teach and also where I read every Friday at the lovely shop, The Oracle, that I am there, I tell my students, especially with guidebooks of decks that they're picking up, like all the ones here, do not disregard the guidebook. That the creator of the deck puts as much time and energy and love and intention into the guidebook as they do the deck itself and the cards and the imagery. So when I'm doing my own personal study and note-taking on tarot, which I've been doing for 5 years as well now, I will take notes from the guidebook and transcribe it from you to I. So I'm also providing myself with affirmations that are positive, messages that are positive from the guidebook itself that I wouldn't receive, that you wouldn't receive if you disregarded the guidebook. So always pay attention and give the guidebook of your decks as much love as you do the decks themselves. So we're going to go into this beautiful deck first, which is the Magic Spirit Oracle. I absolutely love the artwork in this deck, and I laugh still because it is a very generic name, Magical Spirit Oracle. But it's funny because the artwork is phenomenal, and the messages from the guidebook are phenomenal. And if you saw my short that I posted for the message and Magical Spirit Guidance for October, then you will recognize this card that I have pulled from it, which is the card of the Lovers. And the Lovers is very connected to transformation, love, vulnerability. Also, that 7 up there at the top of the card lets you know that this is a time to keep your mind, your perception, your ideas in the highest frequency, in the highest energy, and to, again, open your heart as much as she has opened her heart to that beautiful, blooming transformation and change that is happening for you when you do so. And the message on this card is so lovely. It is safe to surrender to the good feelings with Aphrodite, passion, and abundance. So it is safe to surrender to the positive changes. It is safe to surrender your thoughts to positive potential and open and let yourself come through that portal, is what I'm hearing with her kind of popping through that Stargate with this message. So it is safe to let your love bloom is what is coming through for you in this card. I am going to read just the little affirmation from this deck, as they do have little affirmations you can see on the, this is what the guidebook for this specific card looks like. You can see the guidebook is as beautiful as the deck is itself. And the affirmation that comes with this card, the Lovers, is this: I am indulging in feelings of joy and pleasure. So open your heart to the feelings of joy and pleasure, to how that can open you up to even more joy and pleasure. Joy and pleasure begets joy and pleasure. So the more you open yourself up, allow yourself to surrender to the good feelings in your life, the more that love energy will happen for you. And Aphrodite is mentioned on this card specifically, so call upon the goddess of love herself to bring in those joyful, loving energies into your life. The next deck I want to show you is another favorite of mine. And keep in mind, I bought the Magical Spirit Oracle and this one at 2 different times in my life. 10-10. You are on the cusp of something brilliant as you're watching this. So this is the Magical Spirit Oracle, that is the Magical Spirit Oracle. This is the Tarot of Mystic Moments, and this is one of my favorite tarot decks because it's one of the only decks I've found that actually has divine feminine and divine masculine energy in it for not just the major arcana Emperor and Empress. So there's a feminine Emperor, there's a masculine Emperor, and then there's still the feminine Empress, but also for all the minor arcana kings. So King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Cups, and King of Swords, Pentacles, forgot there for a second, all have a feminine counterpart as well. So there's a feminine king and a masculine king for all the minor arcana, Wands, Swords, Cups, and Pentacles, as well there still being a queen of Wands, Swords, Cups, and Pentacles, which I think is really beautiful. But what strikes me about these 2 decks, apart from the fact that they have a very interesting name collection there, is look at how, I'm just going to do this, look at how similar these 2 cards are. Look at it. These are created by 2 different people, 2 different distributors, 2 different types of decks. This is Oracle, this is a tarot deck, but, I mean, look at how similar, synchronistically similar those cards are. I believe I picked up the Tarot of Mystic Moments first, and then I was looking through the Magical Spirit Oracle, and I was like, holy smokes, that is incredible how alike those 2 cards are, how divinely mirrored they are for each other. And this talks about surrendering and opening to the change. They both have vulnerable, open rib cages. But, sorry friends, the Tarot of Mystical Moments is the Death card. Sorry, I'll be right back. I'm not even gonna edit this, but I need some water clearly. All right, thank you for waiting through the intermission. Like I said, this reading is going to be quite different than my other ones, but clearly I needed some water, and we're back. So, this is the Death card in the Tarot of Mystic Moments. Death is all about change, transformation, ending old cycles, and what I love about this specific Death card is the message from, again, the booklet, which says this: in front of a beautiful green garden, we see a woman whose upper chest is an open rib cage. Partly skeletal, she seems to be dead, but she is in fact full of life. Her body is the vessel for blooming flowers. The white lilies emerging out of her skeleton are a symbol of purity, innocence, and hope. The woman gazes at the butterflies, and that's another similarity, is both of these cards have butterflies surrounding them. Gazes at the butterflies resting on one of the lilies, a symbol of resurrection and life. The butterfly also stands for transformation, change, and hope. The card shows us that death is not the end, but the start of a powerful new beginning. So this is one of my all-time favorite death cards, not just because of this insane synchronicity of these two very different decks and very different creators and publishers and everything, literally channeling the same frequency for a very similar message, but because it shows that when we go through massive change that can feel like a death, and again, death is very rarely a change that is like a physical ending of a life. It's usually like an end of a cycle, an end of a massive chapter. I say to my students that if you're graduating from high school, if you're graduating from university, if you're ending a relationship, if you're ending a job, you could pull the death card, because that version of you has just died. The person that was in that relationship, that version of you has just passed. The version of you that was in school has just passed. The version of you that was in that job has just passed. And so that is truly what the death card symbolizes, is that ending of you coming through, but it breathes new life and new beginning in its wake. No pun intended. Sorry for all the coughing. I am just going to roll through and hydrate as I need to. Okay, so deck number 3, we know her, we love her, she's tried and true, she is the Light Seer's Tarot. When I finished taking the professional level 1 tarot course that I now have created a course for and teach myself back in 2020, 5 years ago, this was the first tarot deck that stood out to me, that called me through the internet with a message to connect with it, and she is still tried and true to this day for me. I actually own 2 of the Light Seer's tarot decks, and I will give the cards out to people from the second one that I have when I feel the call to. So people that I know, the owner of the Oracle has one of the cards. One of my close friends who's a Scorpio has the card. Also, this death card in general is connected to Scorpio. Some other people that I'm only now in contact with over Instagram that I met and did a walking meditation with have one of the cards. So when the energies align, I gift tarot cards to people when Spirit tells me to. From the secondary deck I have of the Light Seer's Tarot. And this is one of the decks, because I truly love all the cards from this, that I am going to pull just the top card on to see what message comes forward from the Light Seer's Tarot for us. It was funny, when I was doing this setup to make sure everything was in frame, I just pulled the top card of the Sacred Destiny and the Light Seer's Tarot to make sure that everything was in alignment, and 2 very similar cards came forward, which also had a very beautiful message. It was the Sun from the Light Seers and the Purification card from the Sacred Destiny, and it was like, you embrace the change, you surrender to good feelings, you let the joy and celebration come into your life, you purify the old energies, and you're done. Then you've healed, basically, with the card that you'll meet from the Prisma Visions. So, ooh, oh, Spirit, you make me laugh. So, fun fact about me, if you know me in person, you might have heard me say this already, but a lot of people in the spiritual community, when they tune into truth, they'll get spirit shivers, they'll get truth chills. I've never gotten truth chills or spirit shivers before, but how truth aligns for me is with laughter. I will laugh, I will chuckle, and then I have to explain myself that I'm not laughing at someone. That's because my system, my spirit is like, that is true, I'm in on the joke. the cosmic joke. And I just laughed because I am Virgo, and Virgo in the Tarot Major Arcana system is the Hermit. So, haha, I'm in on the joke. And this is one of my favorite Hermit cards as well, and the cards that I've tuned into through all the collections that I have, and I have quite a few tarot and oracle decks at this point. But I absolutely love this tarot card of the Hermit, because usually the Hermit is this wise old man, like a wizard or a sage, that's up at the top of the cliff or mountain, like she still is, but he is holding the lantern out for all to see. And it's illumination, it's clarity, it's higher understanding, it's a higher consciousness, it's shining your light out to guide those that need to climb their mountain still. And I've definitely felt that in my life, and through this process in the last 5 years, and becoming a professional tarot reader in West Vancouver as well, and also definitely teaching it as well. But I absolutely love this specific Hermit card because she's left her lantern down there, just above my finger is where her lantern is. So she's chosen with intention and awareness and consciousness to leave her external guiding light at the base of this tall, dark mountain, and then chose to climb the stairs up to the top of the mountain in the dark. But she didn't go in the dark alone or with no guidance. Her guidance was within her. Your guidance is within you. This is self-realization. This is self-awareness. And you can see on this card there's little specks of light on each stair guiding all the way up to the top of where she sits, because each step she took guided forward and also illuminated the next step for whomever follows in her footsteps. And because she chose to leave her external illumination at the base of the mountain as a start point for those that follow or choose to follow or wish to follow, they now know where to begin, the steps literally, physically, metaphorically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally to take to reach this higher awareness up top. And now she does not even need her external lantern anymore. You do not need your external lantern anymore, because you are your own bright light. You are the shining star, foreshadowing because of the next card, har har. But also, you have that inner strength. You have the awareness of self, the self-higher consciousness, the self-understanding, the self-compassion, because you walked the stairs in the dark intentionally so that no one after you would have to walk the stairs in the dark, because you know how hard it was to walk the stairs in the dark, how treacherous that path up to higher understandings, higher self-love, higher self-compassion, higher awareness, higher healing is. It ain't fun. It can be downright terrifying, like the stairs in this, but you still chose to walk that path upward. And because you chose that and chose to make it easier and more illuminated for those that came after you, with love and compassion, you are now your own bright light. You are now your own guiding force. You are your own lantern. And one of the messages of the traditional Rider-Waite lantern of the Hermit and the staff of the Hermit is, what you illuminate, you walk forward with. The staff of the Hermit isn't actually made of wood. It is made of the same illumination, the same spiritual energetic substance as the lantern. So if you're shining from your lantern, love, clarity, illumination, compassion, healing, then those are the energies you walk forward with. That is your supporting staff. That is your walking stick. And that is the walking stick that you've chosen with intention, consciously, to walk up the steps of higher understanding, higher consciousness, and healing with. And that is why this Hermit card is one of my all-time favorite Hermit cards. Because it's the only one I've actually found where the Hermit has left their external guiding force down aside for others to find. And it's, again, so synchronistically in tune that that was the card that I shuffled to find on top. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also thank you for being here as well. Like, if you're still, like, if you stayed after my intermission, then you're, I just heard Spirit said, you're a keeper. So hopefully that's mutual and we both want to keep each other. So onward and upward. I'm just going to have to tell you the name of this next tarot deck because Hubert is sneaky and it actually has no name written on the front or sides of it, just on the back, which is the Prisma Visions Tarot. And this is a really beautiful and very unique tarot deck as well because it really offers a different perspective of each of the tarot cards that I've seen in my study and use of tarot. And also all of the minor arcana suits and cards from Ace through to King, which is 16 cards, I think, 14 cards. 14. I do teach this. But all of those minor arcana cards from Ace to King for Wands, Cups, Pentacles, Swords, they all connect in a gigantic panoramic story, picture story, and can be interchanged to create a personal story for you or the current, whoever you're reading for, which makes this deck really, really incredibly special. There's so much meaning within the guidebook that comes with it, within the wording, within the artwork of itself and how they describe it. And I've actually pulled one of the cards from this deck, just like I pulled the Lovers card and the Death card, because this is my favorite of this major arcana from this deck, which is the Star. Now this artwork is a little bit harder to see, because usually the Star she's up, she's like on the ground already. If you know traditional tarot, she's on the ground, she has one foot on the earth and one in water, and she's watering the earth and she's watering the water, and she's usually nude because she has just fallen from the card that comes before the Star, which is the Tower, sudden unexpected change. So you land on the bottom with only yourself, right? Only you. And then you stand up from that point of the Star. But in this one, lilies have actually caught her mid-fall. She is this blue little silhouette up there, and these are lilies that have caught her mid-fall from the Tower, which is just so incredibly synchronistic and beautiful that, again, it is the energy of purity and innocence and love and hope that catch you as you fall in those moments of sudden unexpected change that occur in your life, in our lives. You are caught by your innocence, you're caught by your hope, you're caught by your faith in the moments where you take a fall. And I love the actual write-up for this specific Star card from the book. So again, I am going to read you a little story. Okay. It says, after the cataclysmic fall of the Tower, a woman is cast into the air. At the apex of her ascent, She sees the whole world around her, stars shining high, clear area. The sleigh bells descant, fill her with hope in the midst of stark calamity. She is at peace. Lily tendrils entwine around her, linking her to a brilliant light. The star is a beacon of hope. Though the night is dark and arduous, across the sky, the smattered reminders that suns blaze eternally, even if our own is hidden from sight. Believe the sun will rise, not as an empty sentiment, but as an immutable law of nature. For now, let the subtle radiance light your way, splayed galaxies working in concert to guide you home. And I just love that message of believe that the sun will rise again for you. Not as some trite saying or some wishy-washy woo-woo thing, but as an immutable law of nature, whether we can see it in the sky or whether it's covered by clouds and overcast, the sun will rise again. And I just absolutely love that saying and love that for the star, because it's so true. When we're in this moment, if we don't believe the sun is going to rise again for us, then what is the true point? So always believe the sun will rise for you in your life, as it does in our solar system, whether we see it or not. The fact that there is a light outside on overcast days is a fact and an immutable law of nature, that the sun has indeed rose and is indeed shining for you. So believe it and feel it and know that the twinkling stars of the galaxy are guiding you forward in your rebirth. Those are just the words that came through from Spirit, but how appropriate, as we have death and rebirth, we have love, we have the twinkling stars and the lights guiding us up the steps to illumination and healing and clarity, and then we have the knowing, the eternal, infinite knowing that the sun will rise again, and will continue to rise again and again and again and again, whether we can see it in our skies or in our lives or not. Last, but certainly not least, this is one of my very first oracle texts that I bought myself. I still love it so much. I also love this creator so much. And that is the Sacred Destiny Oracle. When I first started readings at the Oracle in West Vancouver, I would always bring this deck because it is so loving, it is so positive. I've also had really positive, profound readings with people with this deck where they've been brought to tears before, because it offers such beautiful energy for those who use it. And I would definitely recommend any and all of these tarot decks and oracle decks to you if you're interested in collecting. That's why I've started lining them up this way and letting you see the boxes that go with each deck so that you know which ones to choose for yourself if you feel called to any of these. Woo! And I'm just going to give this one last shuffle to see what type of positive energy is surrounding you, which is how I always read from this deck, to guide you toward your own sacred destiny. As you surrender to the good feelings in your life that are surrounding you, as you know that what is leaving you and the cycles that are ending are bringing in new beginnings, to let you know that you've come this far on your path and you have reached a higher understanding of yourself, self-love, awareness, and consciousness, which is shining from you, that you are safe even in the fall, and that you know that the sun will rise again, because that is just how nature works. And with that, the positive energy that is surrounding us, to end off this anniversary reading. So thank you again for spending my 5-year Nest of Guidance anniversary with me. And that is the card of stillness. Speaking of galaxies working in our favor, we have the card of stillness coming through for us. Stillness and purity and harmony and bliss and love. Swans are a metaphorical symbol and spirit creature of purity, bliss, harmony, and love, and goodness and wholeness. It's interesting as well because within the Prisma Visions tarot, there is a fell swan. So it's this beautiful, still energy of purity, goodness, wholeness, and bliss has been corrupted within that deck and is also conquered within that deck. But you have the energy of stillness surrounding this. This means if your mind has been busy recently, it is about to be quieted by stillness and peace, by purity and bliss. And to know, just as the stars shine in this card, that you are also illuminating your path forward through this stillness, and your stillness is showing others that it is okay, it is safe to rest. I am hearing that it is safe to release, safe to surrender, safe to open to the new beginnings. That stillness, I just saw this imagery that it's like, stillness is like the person at the beginning of the parade of the positive change in your life. So you know how, like, street parades, there's the person with the baton that's like, do at the very beginning, that leads the whole parade forward? That is stillness. So you come into stillness and peace, into surrender, into illumination, into hope, and then everything just pours out from that point. But let's just go into, again, the guidebook, because it is amazing, and see what the message from the guidebook says. Mend bridges, slow down, breathe, be still, go within, listen to your inner voice. Take time to connect with your spirit guides, ancestors, and spiritual guardians, and listen to your higher self are some of the messages of stillness. Honor your boundaries, but mend what you need to. Move forward with peace and trust, with flow instead of force, with grace as opposed to aggression. And know that that will be the parade conductor, leader that brings through all the goodness into your life as you surrender to the good feelings, as you know that what ends brings in positive energy for you, that you are illuminating the way forward for others as you illuminate it forward for yourself, that you are being caught mid-fall by the energies of hope and faith and trust, that the sun will continue to rise and shine, and that stillness will open the floodgates to abundance, love, and prosperity for you when you open your arms, heart, and mind to the change that is happening for you in your life. Thank you again for spending my 5-year Nest of Guidance anniversary with me. I've had a lot of fun this reading. Thank you for staying by the intermission. I'll also put that in the timestamp so that you don't have to watch me get up and go if you don't want to. And if this video resonated for you, if you had fun, if you want to be a little birdie in the Nest of Guidance, then like this video and subscribe, because I will be back next week with a new moon reading for the Scorpio new moon. I also have other videos that I have percolating inside my wondrous brain. I'm hearing Spirit's words, not mine, but I will accept you into my bird's nest, into my robin's nest, into my nest of guidance. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next reading. Namaste.